Welcome back to Escapement and Watch. I'm Falling Titan, and today we're looking at my own personal VOSTOK. This is my first VOSTOK, and of course, it's gonna be my last. Let's get into it. Introducing the VOSTOK Komandirskie 650 case 24-hour dial. And this brand was formed in 1942, started to use the name VOSTOK in the 60s. The Komandirskie, also known as the Commander's Watch, 1965. I don't know why, but I have a thing for watches from 1965. The 44 KS, the 62 MAS, and this case spoke to me. I really liked how it looked, so I did pick it up. I wanted to see what VOSTOKs were all about. Unfortunately, I am not a fan of the watch. The case shape, octagonal, kind of cool. Very slim and vintage, sharp edges, the finishing a little bit below average, nothing spectacular. I saw some QC issues with a smudge that wouldn't go away, so I think it was just they messed up the brushing, and some marks near the crown. I wore this for like half a day inside the home, and I've had it for about 9 months. I just don't wear it. I don't like it. Now, the measurements. These are the measurements that I got. 41.1 in diameter, that's an awesome size. Thickness of 14.9 and a lug to lug of 48.9. Pretty good sizing right here, almost in the Goldilocks zone, but a little bit thick at 15, but that has a lot to do with that plastic crystal, also known as acrylic. On their website, they do call it plastic. All right, so we got a plastic crystal. The bezel looks almost like a gear with those notches, and it is high polished. I don't believe it's stainless steel. It could be, but VOSTOK likes to do brass with chrome plating. Okay, so that could be that, but the case is stainless steel in this case. All right, so be wary of that. And the bezel definitely sounds gritty, sounds rough, sounds like, you know, the chalkboard, that irritating noise. Listen to it. I put it right next to the microphone so you guys could hopefully hear that. Metal on metal. It is a terrible quality. It just feels awful. It's disgusting to use. Now, if you put it at 12 and you give it a shake, all right, it's gonna move. If you shake it a little bit, yeah, see, it's off. If you shake it a little bit harder, it's gonna spin all the way around. Does not inspire confidence. Okay, so you're never gonna wanna use the bezel. And of course, it's so cheaply made. I can just pry it off like that with gloves. If I had my nails, I could do it instantly. So here it is. It has the brass click spring, and that's the only thing holding it in. So the big draw on the VOSTOKs is the modability, very similar to Seiko, where people can customize them how they want. So I think that's a huge draw to this brand. You can get a new bezel. Let's say you want a pink bezel and you like white and pink, and it should just pop back on. Yeah, and somehow it feels tighter now than before. Probably not in fully, but that's a good thing because now it feels better. Still scratchy, but I mean, yeah, it wasn't in all the way. So make sure the tip, yeah, right there. The tip is fully in now. There. Oh yeah, back to the horrible sound, back to the cheap scratch, and now it's fully in. So be wary of that, make sure it's fully in. If your bezel starts to feel better and that it's tighter, then just know it's not installed properly and it'll probably fall off. All right, so horrible bezel, cheap plastic insert, plastic crystal, and let's get to the best part, the crown. The crown is a beautiful 7mm crown. I love that. Nice and big and grippy screw down crown, 200 meters of water resistance. And look how wobbly that is. It is supposed to be a design feature. It's supposed to be an engineering thing. So if you're, I don't know, setting the time and you bang your watch, it doesn't damage the movement. So in the 1 in 7 trillion chance that you bang your crown while setting the movement. I believe those odds are accurate. This engineering trick is gonna save you, all right? Because when it's screwed fully down, it doesn't matter if it has that trick or not. This doesn't affect it. You can bang it as hard as you want. Unless a tank runs over it, like, you're fine. So it is a pointless system. It is awful to use. It just is annoying. Now, let's say you want to set the time. You pull out to the farthest position, you set the time. But let's say you want to wind it. This movement is winding, you can't. It screws it down. Okay, so you have to screw it back down, then unscrew it again, pull out lightly, and then wind it. You have to like straighten it out to wind it. If you push too much, it will pop out by mistake, and then you'll be setting the hands. You're like, oops. And then you can't wind it anymore. You gotta screw it back down to wind it again. So this user experience is definitely not friendly, and it is frustrating. But here's a positive. The winding feel, oh my God, it feels like a mechanical, not like an auto. So it has a nice mechanical clickiness. Very old school, very vintage. I really love that sound and feel. So that's a positive right there. If you do bang it while it's open, it's gonna save your movement. And the movement in here is a good 20 bucks. So I guess that's not bad. But again, the odds of banging this while it's out are in the trillions. All right, so let's screw it back down. The minute hand just moved while I'm screwing it down. I don't know why. Good job, VOSTOK. Piece of junk. Now the dial and hands. The dial is printed terribly. It is definitely awful. Why? Because the hash marks or the chapter ring, it's just not legible. So the hash marks, if we start right at 24, 1, 2, it skips that longer hash mark and goes to the other one, 3, 4, 5 to the Lume pip. So it's just not intuitive. The chapter ring is badly printed. I wish they did a better job at it. I don't know, it's hard for me to read. And this one being a 24-hour doesn't help as well. I got this one because it had a date and I wanted something a little bit different. I thought the 24-hour would be fun. That was a bad move, so learn from my mistake. If you love these watches, get a 12-hour version and get a no date. Why is that? There's no quick set date. Okay guys, you have to go back to about 21. But just to be safe, go back down to 20. See where I'm going? And there. All right, so that's how you change the date. It's a little bit tedious and it's not fun as well. Now, the price. This is the good part. You can get this for 70 USD. Shop around. I am an affiliate of Meronome, but I'm not gonna put a link. I don't want you guys to buy this watch. There's gonna be links in the description to Amazon. Buy whatever you normally would buy, pliers, cereal, whatever. And I will get a little kickback, a couple pennies, and it definitely helps the channel. So thank you very much in advance. If you shop on Amazon, click below. No link to this watch because I'm not recommending it. Okay, very comparable size here. Definitely similar, 42.5 versus 41.1. VOSTOK looks like it wears a little bit larger with that long lug to lug. Thickness about the same, but the VOSTOK does have that plastic crystal that sticks out beautifully. It's a beautifully domed plastic crystal, and there is the lug to lug. All right. Here it is on my 6.5 inch wrist, and it does look a tad large. It does wear larger. I have it on a waffle strap, an aftermarket one. It came with a stainless steel bracelet, cheap folded links. I threw it in the garbage instantly. I didn't even try to size it after I felt how terrible it felt. Oh man. Oh, it wears well though. Yeah, it wears very nice. But yeah, there it is. I think it's a tad large for me, but I can pull it off 100%. Okay, we're gonna check out the weight on the strap because you're not gonna want it on the bracelet anyways. You're probably gonna get your own strap. 85 grams, very nice, lightweight, and comfortable. Okay, let's begin. We're gonna do 8 rounds, dial up, and 8 rounds, 12 down. Ooh, very strong amplitude at 300 and no beat error. Amazing. So the accuracy out of the box, let me see, where it's -20 to +1 minute a day. So terrible out of the box accuracy rating, but look at that. It's doing much better than out of the box specs. This is the 2431B automatic 19.8 VPH. So that's a strange one. I never said that before. You can see it right there, right now, 19H VPH. And let me lower so you can see the contrast higher. There we go. Easier to see. Sorry, guys. 19.8 VPH. Look at those numbers. 13, 11, 12, 13, and now 9. It is settling down. Very impressed right now. Now the power reserve is a measly 31 hours, unfortunately. And I find the Solitas at 38, the SW200s, very low. So this one, even lower. 8th and final round, plus 11. All right, we dipped down to 9, we jump back to 11. So plus 11, now let's do 12 down or 24 down. If this movement hacked, it would be a lot better. These do have a 10-year service. Why? Because they have such a low beat and, you know, a jagged sweep. It's not a smooth, enjoyable sweep. It's very jagged, and that helps a lot for reliability. And look at these numbers, much better. 7, 3, 3, a little bit of beat error. We did get a strong amplitude loss here at 261. We were at 300, and now the movement is going down, -5. So we're at +7. We went down to -5. Now we're going back up, -2. Very good. Hovering around 0 almost. I'm impressed with the accuracy. I wasn't expecting it to be this good. I thought because of the range from factory, -20 to 1 minute, I thought it was going to be way off. And now the amplitude just jumped back up. Wow. So impressive movement. I can see why they call these watches tanks. And the 8th and final round, wow, 0 seconds a day. Good job, VOSTOK. Okay, there is the Lume shot. A little bit weak on those pips, but they're just tiny dots. Much better on the hands, and you can see that second hand is also loomed. It's almost like a baton style. It's a rectangle. And yeah, and I do have a nightlight in the background, so it is affecting it slightly. But yeah, I'm gonna say bad Lume. Okay, here she is in the low light situation. The legibility is great with the white dial and the black hands, high contrast. Love the red second hand. It's a little bit thin though, but still legibility is not bad. Now, this watch, I can see the appeal. You get 200 meters of water resist, and of course 10 years service life on that movement with a screw down crown and some genuine history here from 1965, the Commander's watch. So I can see the appeal 100%. Definitely not for me, not an enjoyable ownership experience. It doesn't have a positive impression of quality for me. It has a negative impression of quality for me. You got to get used to having your bezel in random spots, okay? Because it is friction with very little friction. So if you have OCD and you don't like things that don't line up, this is not the watch for you. The date window hardly lines up as well, so that might bug you. If you really want this watch, get the 12-hour version and get the no date if you can find a no date. And yeah, maybe that would be a lot better. What do you guys think? Let me know if I was too harsh. Let me know if I'm off my rocker. I know there's a lot of VOSTOK fans, so I didn't want to offend anyone, so I was very easy on the watch. But it's probably the last VOSTOK video. So if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.